SunPower Corporation, focused on the future of solar power. Section 3, Group 1, Strategic Management 491, Fall Semester 2018. The following is an overview of the SunPower Corporation. EOS Electric, later named SunPower in 1993, was started by Dr. Richard Swanson in 1985 at Stanford University. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, SunPower cells were used in Honda cars for the World Solar Challenge, as well as NASA's Helio flights, which broke the altitude record of the time. Moving into 2005, the company had grown to the point where it was officially traded publicly. SunPower is a publicly traded company within the NASDAQ market under the stock symbol SWPR. They are considered under standard industry classification as well as North American industry classifications as a semiconductor and related device manufacturing industry. SunPower cells differ from conventional solar cells by having their contact points on the back. Not only does this make them more aesthetically pleasing, but also more efficient by having more surface area for the sun to hit. Known as the Maxion solar cell, this is used in all three of their different market segments. The Equinox for residential use, Oasis, which is used in industrial and power plant systems, and Helix, which focuses on the commercial segment. SunPower offers dozens of services to its clients, including remote operations and control with 24/7 real-time performance monitoring, preventative maintenance, corrective maintenance, site maintenance, as well as asset management. They not only offer these services to their own clientele, but anyone equipped with solar power, including those using the competitors' solar cells. The following slides will look at the performance of SunPower. Overall, the financial position of the company has been moving in a negative direction. Their current net margin of negative 0.58 shows they are not able to convert revenue into profits as efficiently as their competitors. Additionally, their current return on equity of negative 1.64 shows that they are not able to efficiently use their asset to generate growth as well as their competition is. Looking at the year-end stock price graph, SunPower's stock price is keeping in line with its competitors. The industry seems to be a little more volatile than the S&P 500 index. However, all consensus target prices for the stock are listed to increase, with SunPower having the second highest target upside. Looking at customer performance, we can see that SunPower has a low customer affairs score with just 2.5 stars. That, coupled with a higher price per watt range, shows that there's a lot of room for growth in the customer performance segment. Looking at employee performance, according to SunPower's 2017 annual report, they have never experienced a work stoppage, and their employees are generally not represented by a current labor union. The employee rating of the company is a 3.4 out of 5 stars, which is about the same as their competition. 59% of employees would recommend a friend to work at the company, and 75% of employees approve of the current CEO. Looking at other stakeholder satisfaction, SunPower, being in the renewable energy industry, exemplifies sustainability. Their business model is a closed loop that they call benefit by design. The loop benefits the world's communities at the center, begins with sourcing, and closes the loop with recycling. They're the first solar company to earn a silver cradle-to-cradle rating, and they have started their own foundation to help facilitate upcoming solar energy leaders around the world through the promotion of educational tools. The foundation also funds charities that provide solar energy, and 2 of their facilities are currently operating as landfill-free. In summary, SunPower needs to improve its financial ratios to at least be equal with the competition. While investors are on par with their competitors, their customer satisfaction and employee satisfaction could use improvement. Since their products are priced higher than the competition, they need to strive to improve other areas to show their differentiation is truly worth the cost. We will now look at the opportunity and threats surrounding the company. One of the largest economic trends that's taking place is the globalization and understanding of climate change and global warming, produced by the effects of oil. Therefore, although oil is the traditional and cheaper source of energy, new public opinions around its use are leading towards economic trends towards sustainable energy, including solar panel. Some of the socio-cultural factors that are affecting the solar power industry include social media and the advent of instantaneous communication, where people are educating and marketing their products and use of clean energy, sustainable housing, as well as the overall environmental awareness of the effects of greenhouse gases and the benefit of sustainable clean energy. Other trends affecting the industry include demographic trends and the relationship between population growth and the demand for energy, political and legal trends like tax breaks and incentives to reside and develop within the solar industry, and new mandates by local governments like the state of California's mandate that new construction built after the year 2020 will require the use of clean energy. Technological trends have also created multiple opportunities within the solar industry. In the year 1975, it cost over $100 to produce 2 megawatts of electricity. In 2015, for just 61 cents, it could produce 64,000 plus megawatts of electricity. Thus, the installation globally has skyrocketed. We will now use Michael Porter's 5 force analysis to understand the competitive position of SunPower within the solar industry. The supplier's bargaining power is low. Being that different countries are equipped to handle the manufacturing process required to make solar products, the option of choosing a different producer is vast. Current buyers' bargaining power is considered moderate, being that there is a lack of effective differentiation on the market. The threat of substitution remains moderate, being that driving forces like funding, innovation, and improvements in the solar industry globally will continue to grow, but traditional fuel alternatives like oil and coal will still retain much of the market share. The threat of rivalry can be seen as high, with a vast amount of companies inhabiting the solar energy space and a history of inordinate amounts of funding and support has accumulated in a high threat of rivalry within the industry. Threat of entry can be seen ranging from moderate to high. The solar industry has reached a recent peak in 2016 where costs have been significantly reduced. Different firms are integrating into the renewable energy trends, and this makes the threat of entry higher. There are also a number of industry environmental opportunities, one being government and venture capitalist investments. Solar power firms have been receiving a multitude of tax breaks as well as financial support from different sources. The second is falling prices. As discussed, as the technology has moved forward, it has become much cheaper to produce significantly larger amounts of energy. Some of the general environmental threats within the solar industry include the fact that wages in the US have grown slowly, tariffs and trade wars implemented by politicians, as well as environmental and weather patterns that make the use of solar panels in certain areas implausible. Some industry-specific threats include expanding rivalry within the solar power sector, consumer substitutions and other alternatives for energy, and barriers to entry, making solar module prices dropped over the last decade.
We will now look at the company's resources.
Financially, SunPower's current assets are approximately $1.35 billion, with current liabilities at approximately $1.1 billion. Their outstanding debt is currently $1.6 billion, with current ratio of 1.23 and quick ratio of 0.91. The firm is highly leveraged, but ample borrowing capacity, including lines of credit and letters of credit, are available if needed. The firm's current physical resources include headquarters in Silicon Valley, support offices in California, Texas, France, and the Philippines, solar cell and module production facilities in the Philippines, Malaysia, France, and Mexico, with continued opportunity globally, with an already presence in many countries where significant solar installation goals are being established and met. These resources total approximately $1.5 billion for the company. Some of the firm's most valuable
SunPower's
human
corporate strategic
resources
and business
can be
development
found
leader,
in the leaders of the
Peter
company. The
Oschenberger,
CEO and
was
chairman
the
of the
prior
board,
VP of Marketing and
Thomas
Sales
Warner,
for SunPower,
was previously
played a key
CEO of
role in
Silicon
establishing
Light
their
Machines
brand and has helped
Incorporated
develop the
and
industry's
has
first
executive
dealer
management
network
roles in the
program.
electronics industry prior. He holds 2 bachelor's degrees in industrial and electrical engineering as well as an MBA. SunPower's corporate strategic and business development leader, Peter Oschenberger, was the prior VP of Marketing and Sales for SunPower, played a key role in establishing their brand, and has helped develop the industry's first dealer network program. Although they will expire at various times through the year 2036, the firm currently holds 607 patents in the United States. Suncorp also holds many organizational non-tangible resources. To start with, they have a strong reputation in the solar power industry as a premier brand that backs their products with a 25-year warranty on full systems. They currently hold 34 registered trademarks within the United States and 107 in foreign jurisdictions.
We will now address SunPower's company capabilities.
The firm's inventory turnover rate, which is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory, is currently 4.63. This equates to a turnover of inventory once every 79 days.
In comparison, the industry average turnover ratio was 6.18 in Q4 of 2017. This shows that SunPower is having difficulty converting its inventory into sales.
SunPower is currently faced with some human resource difficulties. A restructuring effort in the power plant segment resulted in approximately 3,700 layoffs in the Philippines. Additionally, Glassdoor, a website used for employees to rate employers, has the overall company rating at 3.4 out of 5, with its Silicon Valley headquarters in Austin, Texas office rated at a low 2.9 out of 5. SunPower currently employs the leading information technological platform to facilitate the management of its solar power systems operating worldwide. What this looks like is a real-time data for customers analyzing to detect potential performance issues with their solar systems, which are then routed to the appropriate responders for repair.
SunPower's trademarked Energy Link systems allows consumers to monitor in real time the performance of their system, as well as give them access to historical and daily performance statistics. Over the last 3 years, SunPower has rapidly lowered its advertising expense from $24.9 million in 2015 to just $6.3 million in 2017. This gives them an advertising industry ratio of 0.0034 and could likely relate directly to their problems with inventory turnover.
There is currently a research and development agreement between SunPower and Total SA. This agreement establishes a framework under which the parties engage in long-term research and development collaborations. The R&D collaborations encompasses a number of different projects with a focus on advancing the company's technological position in crystalline silicon domain, as well as ensuring the company's industrial competitiveness moving forward. We will now look at SunPower using the VRIN analysis tool. Of the company's resources, we can see that financials, including cash, credit, letters of credit, and etc., are valuable, but common and not necessarily strategic resources. Their physical resources, including their property, plant and equipment, and business locations, are valuable, but again, neither rare, nor non-imitable, nor non-sustainable. Their human resources pertaining to top management are valuable, but neither rare, nor imitable, nor non-sustainable. Their organizational resources, including their brand reputation and identity and intellectual property, are valuable, rare, non-imitable, but still substitutable. Looking at the company capacities using the VRIN analysis, we can see that the supply chain, which is inefficient, using outdated agreements and inventory management well below average, is neither valuable, nor rare, nor non-imitable, nor non-substitutable. Human resources, which are above average, are neither valuable, nor rare, nor imitable, nor substitutable. We will now discuss the strategic problems and priorities that SunPower faces. SunPower is currently stuck in a contract with price-fixed silicon costs, preventing them from taking advantage of the decline in silicon prices that other solar companies are benefiting from. SunPower has failed to convert revenue into profit with poor leverage from too little assets to create growth and large amounts of outstanding debt. Employees at SunPower are unhappy with the work environment and its lack of leadership and poor management, but happy that they work in the solar power industry, thus creating a high turnover rate. Its largest problem, however, is that SunPower banks on its offering being unique, efficient, and aesthetically pleasing, but its competitors are quickly finding alternative looks, methods, and strengthening their efficiency, while offering their products at a lower price.
Some of their strategic options include further product development, specifically within the residential and solar storage markets, expanding upon their utility segment, and targeting middle and entry-level residential customers. In order to implement this plan, SunPower must utilize the cost effectiveness and higher efficiency of the new NGT solar cells, which are 40% cheaper to manufacture, yet produce more watts per cell than the competition. This will also involve retrofitting existing manufacturing lines to accommodate the manufacturing of the new NGT cells. By focusing on the new NGT solar cells, the company will be able to utilize the savings to include their financial position without having to sacrifice company standards, to include maintaining their cradle-to-cradle silver certification. In conclusion, competition, pricing, unfavorable contracts, and large-scale debt are all creating difficulties for the company to achieve large-scale progression, and has prevented the company from sustaining a strong financial position. Our 12-month prediction for the company is that unless the firm can generate more sales and increase their inventory turnover rate, they will likely continue their downward financial trend. A true indicator surrounding the future of SunPower will occur in 2020 when the company is faced with new tax policies, they are released from their high-priced supply contract, and the government begins to move in a more clean direction by mandating solar energy within new construction. If SunPower can successfully reposition themselves using new technology to reduce production costs and increase their revenues, their long-term potential as a solar power leader will likely be one of growth and prosperity.